Morning. It is Saturday morning. April whatever. Look, he's already tired. He's working hard. Servicing tractors. Got the 74 or 7230 in here and the 6420. Did the 5115 yesterday. And that one is a mother you know what with that loader on there to get the filters. Did the 8235 yesterday. What amazes me is I'm changing these two back cab filters. I got that one out right now. I just changed that one. Anyways, here's the one I just took out. There's the new one. Now if you look at the sheet, they say clean every 250 hours. Replace every, I think it's like 750 or 1,000 hours. No, we replace those every year. I mean, again, look at them. That's nasty. That's nice and clean. That affects the air that I'm breathing inside the tractor. Same with the two little cab filters. Where are they? This might be difficult to do holding a camera, but these two little cab filters that go inside, yeah, we don't clean them every 250 hours either. We replace. So, and just want to show you another thing on the 8235R, the two fuel filters. Simple. Spin off, spin on. These ones on these two tractors and that 5115 have got these stupid plastic collars on top that you gotta unscrew. You can never get the threads lined back up. It took me half an hour to do one on that son of a bitch. So here we got a box of empty filters. Oh, another thing. The air filters on these tractors. Come on, get out of the box. You know, it's not horrible, but I replace those every year. I do change the oil every other year because I use the John Deere Plus 52 oil, and they say you can get 500 hours on those. I just do it every other year, no matter what the hours are. But no, something like that, absolutely not. That's crazy. And trying to blow that out, yeah, you're gonna get it somewhat clean, but you're not gonna get it very clean. So we replace all those. So oil is every other year. Hydraulic and fuel is usually every other year, other than the 5115. I change the fuel filters on that every year because that tractor gets used year round. Obviously, it's on the augers in the winter. Plows snow all winter. Luckily, this winter it didn't have to plow as much because we got way less than normal. But the hydraulics, yeah, I do every other year. There's two hydraulic filters on the 8235R that said replace every 1,500 hours. No, that's too much. I think I just replaced them and I had 950 hours on it. I figured I was going to do it at 1,000, but I'm not going to stop in the middle of spring work to do it. So I did it right now. So when I'm done doing the servicing, Barb comes over to help me grease the front ends and all that, because you got to have somebody moving the tractor back and forth a little to get to the grease fittings on the knuckles. I will do the spring equipment tour. And you can see these before they get washed. They'll be serviced, just dirty. So, all right, we'll see you when we get this done. I hear a tractor coming. I'm thinking it's my grumpy neighbor. He needs to have a channel. He's out spreading shit. And yes, it is. That story will be to be continued. So I'm done servicing everything. Barb was just over here Helped me get, the front ends lined up so I could check the oil levels. Turn the wheels so I could grease the grease fittings in there. On every tractor except for this one, the 6420. I got the battery charger hooked to it now because I was running the battery down. Why there has to always be one problem child is beyond me. Now this is a 2004. It's only got 2,200 hours on it. It's been a great tractor. There you can see 2 new fuel filters. You take this bleeder and open it up. Once you put, and I even fill the fuel filters with fuel. Turn the key to the first notch. You can hear the pump start, but it's not, the electric pump is not. The sending unit apparently on top of the tank or in the tank is not pumping, because I took the line off. I called my buddy Colin, the mechanic at one of the local John Deere dealers, took that off, filled a water bottle sitting there with fuel, poured it down in it. I can't get that son of a bitch to prime, so this one still sits here. So obviously checking those oil levels in the front end and greasing did not get done on this one, because now Colin needs to come and see if he can figure the son of a bitch out, because I can't. Never had this problem with this tractor. But the age that it is, maybe that unit that goes into the tank is shot. So anyways, let's go look at some equipment. This pig is all done, just desperately needs a bath. So I'll just start in the line here the way we parked it. Schulte 2500 giant rock picker, because if you live where we live, we have rocks. We have boulders, actually, in some places. We pull this with the 5115, usually have the bucket on in case we get one that's too big and we have to dig it out with the bucket. But there's our rock picker. 7230, you've seen it, just needs a little bath. Now I wash everything before I put it away, but they sit in the shed and they get bird shit on them, so I'll give it another quick bath here, day or two. Kraus 11 shank chisel plow. Oh god, I've had 11 shank chisel plows pretty much for years. Just always was the right size for the tractors that I'm pulling it with. And we like to chisel 10, 11 inches deep. We have some pretty heavy soils up here. And we pull it with the 8235R right here. And it makes it work pretty good. This is all set. This doesn't really look like it needs a bath. This was stored in the shop here behind the curtain, so there wasn't any birds. That shed over there, the goddamn pigeons get in it and they shit all over the other tractors that are stored in there for the winter. Alright, so normally in the spring on our ground that's going into corn, we chisel plow, we pick stone, and you've already seen the new field cultivator sitting back there. We field cultivate and then we plant. Seeing this is next in line, I'll just stop here. This is our Ranger 2000 sprayer made by Hardy. 600 gallon tank, 60-foot booms, foam marker. I've just never gotten into the whole GPS thing and all that. So down here, Pottinger. Any of you that watches Farming, Fixing, and Fabricating, Andy was just putting all new bearings on his. I got the same size he does, the 6001T model. Don't ask me where they come up with that number, but it's a 20-foot. It's basically a high-speed disc. Notch blades. We pull this at anywhere from 9 to 12 miles an hour, depending on the ground and how hilly it is and whatnot. It's got the double crumbler system in the back, big one, and then a little bit smaller. We shoot for getting 2-3 inches of good dirt up and then drill beans into it. So basically what we're using this on is the corn stubble. We're disking up last year's corn stubble, 2-3 inches worth of dirt and drilling the beans into it. So now I'll go across the road and show you the grain drill. Before I go show you that, a few other things that are across the road. You can see the planter a little better yet than what you could the other day. Now, I haven't got it out yet. I'll probably be getting it out maybe tomorrow, which is Sunday or Monday. Kinze 3500 8-row planter, set up for 30-inch rows. All of you who are farmers understand what you're looking at. Those of you who are not, that watch the channel, this lifts up and it rotates around and drops down in between the wheels there. So it's 20 foot wide. So this is how you transport it down the road. So it twists sideways, puts it down. That's how you plant. And then for road travel, picks it up. You'll see that in a future video. I'll show you. John Deere 1590 grain drill. No grass seed or anything, just set up for drilling soybeans. So that's what we use it for. It's 15 foot. We built a hitch on the back of it. Kraus 4400 16 foot Cullipacker. That's what we pull behind this. And this is what we use after we use that Pottinger Terra disc. It's called the high-speed disc. I do have one chain on this that I want to change before we start, because it was pretty much to its max for tightening. So other than that, like I said, we wash everything up in the fall. If it gets a little dirty in storage, we pull it out and give it another quick bath. These two look pretty good. A little bird shit on them, but that ain't gonna hurt anything. So might as well walk over here. Not that this is much to look at, but took an old hay wagon frame, shortened it up. Took some, I call it fishnet steel. I'm sure you all call it something different. And we put a 1100 gallon water tank on it. I got a 2-inch water pump that'll mount right here, hose hooked to it. And this is where I pull up to fill my sprayer. Now our well is really good. Right here where the Freightliner sits used to be our heifer barn. Used to be some 20 headlocks in there. Our well feeds our house. It fed this, fed the barn, and across the road to my parents' house. So generally when I go to spray, I fill up. My tank is 600 gallons. And then I put the hose back in that and start filling that while I've gone to spray. It's a little dark in here. I'm in the shed by my house now. Tyler 5-ton fertilizer spreader. Mainly use this for spreading potash. If I forget anything, you'll see it all as we're using it this spring. Strobel 2-box seed tender. Put a box there over that chute. Put a box there over that chute. It's got this auger that comes out. Got an electric start gas motor there, which I should make sure runs. So I'll tow this around with my pickup, ball hitch. But this is how we load the grain drill. We put 2 of those big seed boxes on here and take it to the field. And there's the snowplow, which, yay, it's put away. All right, trying to think. Oh man, hydrous applicator. That's over behind the shop, so I guess I'll have to go back over there and show you that. Seeing as I'm walking out here, you can see that again. That's the new, I call it 25 foot. It's 25 feet 6 inches field cultivator. And here is She's old, but she works. 500 gallon NH3 tank, anhydrous ammonia. 8 row, which means I have 4 teeth on because we don't do every row. We put on a higher amount between rows. So that'll cover 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows. Here's my woods brush hog. But that doesn't get used till later this summer, and then in the fall we try to brush hog corn stalks, which we didn't get a whole lot done last year. But so that is everything I think for spring. There's a 61-foot Westfield auger that we put up to that wet bin right there in the fall. There's another 61-footer that feeds those 2 bins, and then there's the one out front. So I'm pretty sure that covers everything for spring. We normally chisel plow, pick stone, run the field cultivator, and then plant for corn. For beans, we run the, and then after we plant corn gets to be, I don't know, 6 inches tall or so. 6-8 inches tall. That's usually when I spray. We just do a 1-pass spray for corn. And then sometime after that, within the next few weeks, is when I put on my anhydrous. I put mine on post. That 11,000 gallon tank is full now. The only thing I didn't show you is over there behind that dairy barn, the old dairy barn, there is 2,000 gallon nurse tanks, anhydrous nurse tanks. I didn't show you those. You'll see them when I do anhydrous. So we chisel, pick stone, plant, then we spray, then we do anhydrous. That's the corn. Beans, we go out with the Terra disc, and like I said, that's a high-speed disc. We usually go anywhere from 10 to 12 miles an hour, and pick a few stones if we need to, because you don't dig up quite as many that way. Then we drill with the 1590 drill that you saw, and then we spray when the beans are about the same, probably 6-8 inches tall, something like that. That drill is a 7.5 inch drill, so it suppresses the weeds quicker anyhow because the canopy will come quicker. So that pretty much is the equipment tour for spring. I think over here is I just haven't dug it out yet. There's my water pump that'll go on that wagon. I got to get that out and make sure that's running. I put the gas additive and everything. That's my anhydrous pump there with the hoses. You'll get to see that and understand all that when we get to anhydrous later this spring. That's if we're all still here, and that's if they don't shut down agriculture because of Corona. But anyways, so back to I said for a later date, I'll throw it on this. The Grumpy Neighbor. I think it'd be a great page. All right, The Grumpy Neighbor. I'm gonna sit down, my back is killing me. 2014, about this time, April. The farm over on Emmerich Road, the one where we were cutting the wood there, where the logs came from. They were probably in their late 60s, around 70, the couple that owned it. They wanted to get rid of it, and they wanted to move to Hamilton, New York, east, couple hours east of here to be closer to their kids and grandkids. So the neighbor was renting that farm. So he tried to buy it, lowball, they wouldn't sell it. So they put it out to bid. They sent a bid packet out to like 8 of us that are within probably a 10-mile radius of this area. Basically, it was what they would like to get for the farm. 103 acres, 50 tillable, house, whatnot, woods. I own 73 acres there now. I sold off the house, some scrub ground and whatnot. I actually sold it off for pretty good money too. But so they sent the bid out. Well, the neighbor was telling everybody, well, you shouldn't bid on it because, it's his land. He's the one that's been working it. Well, how's that work for people who want to sell it? That'd be like taking your equipment to an auction and only having one person bid on it. You're probably not going to do that well, the person selling it. So apparently other people didn't bother to bid on it, but I did. And my bid was apparently the highest one that they accepted. And it was actually for a little less than what their asking price was. It's about 10,000 less than what they wanted to get out of it. So, but I had always gotten along with them, good old people. I played poker with him for years, so I think they were happy that we got it. But that's how that worked. So ever since basically April of 2014, the neighbor who I always got along with great, we snowmobile in the winter, just all sorts of things. Neighboring farm, when we had cows, they needed hay wagons. We weren't doing hay. Sure, go ahead, take our hay wagons. But whatever. Now he hasn't spoke to me in 6 years, but I still sleep at night because I don't think I did anything wrong. And as a matter of fact, his brother, who has excavation business, says the same thing, that I didn't do anything wrong. So it is what it is. They want to hold a grudge and not speak to me the rest of my life, I'll still sleep at night. So anyways, this is probably long enough. So subscribe, push the red subscribe word, give me the thumbs up, never the thumbs down, ring the bell, make sure you thumbs up. I've noticed there's a lot of people, you'll have a lot of views, but only like a few people thumbs up. It's not that hard, just push the thumbs up. And we will see you in the next video, which might be, because tomorrow Colin, my buddy who was the mechanic there at the John Deere dealer, who's got to look at this pig now, was actually coming tomorrow. We were going to move the grain buggy. He bought the combine tires, and we were going to load them up tomorrow. So we might do something with that. I don't know. But if not, we'll see you in the next one anyhow.